My name is John, Uncle Johnny actually, and we are on John Obell channel. If you want to know more about traveling, connect to this channel and you'll know more. Yeah. Today we are talking to Al Hassan. I think that I got the name correct.
Yes.
As you can see the setup here, can you guess where we are? This is Morocco. And
this is Morocco. Welcome to Morocco,
yeah,
in the middle of Bowman Street in Hamilton.
Yeah, Al Hassan is from Morocco and is just going to tell us why he decided to travel from his motherland country to here and wherever else he's been. So we are going to talk to Al Hassan, and he'll start by telling us why he decided to come to Australia.
Yeah, hi John. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. We got actually connected to John through another musician, Beriesh, and yeah, it's great to have you here. I'm gonna welcome you in the traditional Moroccan way, and by making you Moroccan tea. So we just early on we had some fresh mint from the garden.
From the garden, yep.
Yeah, and we're gonna make tea also with some green tea as well, green tea powder.
Yeah, this is the traditional Moroccan tea.
This is the traditional Moroccan tea.
Yeah,
so
okay.
The first thing you do is you put a bit of green tea,
yeah,
powder,
yeah.
And we have some hot water here, so we're gonna leave it a little bit for a couple of minutes.
Yep. So that the tea can actually.
Yes,
yeah.
And we have to keep the first thing that's called the essence of the tea.
Yep.
And we need to keep it in 1 cup. Then
Yep.
the second round you have to throw it away, because that's when the gunpowder open up and all the dust come out.
Yeah, okay. I've actually never taken tea from Morocco. This is going to be my first time.
It's very easy. If you have some mint in your garden, or you can buy it commercially.
Yep.
Actually, I added another thing, which is sage in here.
Yep.
It does really smell
This
nice.
way?
You can smell it.
Yeah, that's
very nice.
And all these are just behind your garden
my
here.
Garden, yes, fresh from the garden.
Fresh from the garden.
So yeah, John, the way I came here was, so I'm from Morocco, from a town called Marrakesh, a little bit toward the south, and I lived there for the first 18 years of my life.
Yeah.
And then after that, I went to France actually to do my studies.
Yep.
It was pharmacy before, because my parents were pushing me to do pharmacy because hey, there's a lot of money in it.
Yeah.
But in France, there's an interesting system.
Your parents wanted you to dispense medication.
Yes, and there is an interesting part of it, because in France they will get you to do an exam. If you are foreigners, and there is only a small quota. Even for French people, it's very hard to get. So after two attempts, I didn't manage to get through, and then I just changed to biology. I did bachelor in biology. And in Amiens, this is north of Paris.
Yep.
A very beautiful city, famous for the Gothic cathedral, the biggest Gothic cathedral in Europe.
In Europe, yeah.
Yeah. And after that, I moved to east with the border of Germany to Strasbourg, and that's where I was interested in the brain. So I did neuroscience, master in neuroscience.
Yep.
And in 2009, there was an interesting field, which is the communication between the brain and the immune system.
Yep.
That field is called neuroimmunology.
Yep.
And I was looking for Australia because beautiful weather. I am from Marrakesh. We love the sun. I didn't want to go to England. It's a bit like, it's nice education, but it's always, depressing weather. So I said, let's go to an Anglo-Saxon country, enjoy the weather. So I Googled, this is how it happened. I was in Strasbourg in one of the studios, and I Googled neuroimmunology, Australia.
Yeah.
First link was my supervisor, Deborah Hodgson, Professor Deborah Hodgson, and she was looking into this field, how the brain communicates with the immune system to modulate pain sensitivity. So I applied for that. I connected to her, sent her an email, we wrote a project, and we got funded.
Okay.
So I came to Newcastle.
So before you go on, you are a doctor in neuroscience.
Yes, neuroscience.
Okay.
I'm a doctor in neuroscience. I have a PhD from Newcastle.
Newcastle University.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we start talking about you coming to Newcastle, what made you, or who decided for you to go out of the country? Was it you or your parents?
That's a really interesting question there,
Yep.
John. For me, somehow, maybe because that Morocco is always open to the other, to the
Yep.
West.
Yep.
So I always was intrigued by the European country
Yep.
or the other languages, and we were exposed to that. It's Marrakesh is very touristic
Yeah.
city. So I wanted to go to France particularly because it's a language. French is a language I spoke at the age of 5,
Yep.
from the age of 5. And I was very familiar with the culture there as well. So I wanted to have my education elsewhere. Somehow, I didn't fit into the Moroccan, Moroccan atmosphere. And although I love my country, but I just wanted to try to go elsewhere. And I like my personality. I like challenges. I want challenges, and
So you wanted to challenge yourself.
I wanted to challenge myself.
Okay. What language do you speak in Morocco?
We speak Derija. That's the
Derija.
dialect. That's the Arabic Moroccan dialect.
Yep.
It's close to Arabic, but
Yep.
it's a messy language because of the historical link. You got an influence from the Roman in the 5th century, then the Portuguese in the 15th century, the Spanish, and the French. And it's and Berber, Aboriginal people, and then the Arabic Arabs came from the Yemen in the past. So all of that is mixed into something we call Derija.
Yeah. Okay. So you were explaining to me about the language when you are in Morocco and you went to France, the first place.
Yes.
Yeah. Could you speak France?
Back then, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I spoke French at the age of 5,
Yeah.
and then in Morocco, it's the first official language.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you have English as well in Morocco, or just
yeah, English also, but English from secondary school.
Okay.
Yeah, it becomes compulsory.
Okay. Now, first day in France, the challenges you received there. I just want to know if you did receive any challenges.
It's very good memory because my brother used to know a director of movies in France, and I had a fantastic VIP reception, to be honest with you. So the first time I went to France, I got received in an Audi TT, and back then it was a luxurious car. So here I come from Marrakesh, received by this director in this luxury car, touring Paris, looking at the Eiffel Tower. And I remembered what he said to me. He said, look, you are from Morocco, you have your own culture, but here is different. Don't be shocked if a girl asks you out. Don't be shocked if you see naked women around you.
I would like to go to that place where somebody can ask me out. Okay.
So it was a good reception, a good impression. And but I had it tough as well, and we can talk about the details if you want.
Okay, let's have this tea first, and then we go to all these details. So when you are serving this tea, did anybody ask you out? Did any of the ladies ask you out?
Actually, one of my memories is probably my wife will be angry with me if you see this.
Please, it's just a show. Don't be hungry.
I had a very good attachment to a girl, and after a few days, I was a student in this dormitory.
Okay.
She knocked on my door, and she presented me, "Hey, this is my new boyfriend." So there was a big shock for us.
Okay.
So that's
that's a shock to me. Oh, thank you. This is Moroccan tea.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just mint,
sage, and gunpowder.
And gunpowder.
This one here.
Tea. Yeah, that was called gunpowder.
Yeah.
Let's test it and see. Oh, excellent. Yeah, this is real. This original tea from Morocco.
Refreshing, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now let's just go back to Morocco.
Yeah.
You left your family. How did they feel?
I think they wanted me to go out and, like everyone else, we want a better life for our children. But that separation time is very hard, as you know. So, but the good thing about it is the geographical position of France is not as far as Australia.
Up north,
So it's only 2 hours flight. You can always come back every year. And I actually was making sure once a year I need to go back and see them. So, but I think they were proud, and they
Mm.
wanted to help you get that opportunity of better education and things like that. Yeah.
Did you miss home when you were over there in France?
I haven't thought about it too much. I think I
Yep.
was more concentrated on studying
Yeah.
and the opportunity, taking advantage of the opportunity I had, because it's very, you have a chance, okay? We are very privileged. It's not like someone who have crossed the Mediterranean Ocean to go to Spain, you know, and in an illegal way. And sometimes you challenge yourself. Sometimes people die doing that. So it's a very privileged position. Yeah.
Okay. So now let's just talk about your education. You've started neuroscience in France. Did you start it there?
Yes, master in
and then you moved to Australia.
Yeah.
How did that transition happen?
In terms of the science, it was a good transition because that was a continuum of what I have done in France. In terms of the language, that was not too bad. Although here they will ask you to do the TOEFL, IELTS test and things like that. But then once all those paperwork were ticked, I had the other thing was different between France and here. In France, I didn't have any scholarship, which means I was relying on support from the parents.
Your parents were paying your school fees.
And
Okay,
because of the difference between the Moroccan dirham and the euro, it was a massive burden for them.
Did
So
they have to sell cows, goats?
No, I
Land.
didn't have any farm, but my dad took a lot of loan to support me, especially during that first years.
Okay.
But after that, what we did with a couple of Moroccan friends, we will go in the summer. We will go to the south of France and walk maybe 20 kilometers, buy some cheap bicycles for 20 euros and go around the farms and knock on the doors. Do you need farm? Do you need hand?
Your farm assistant, sort of.
To pick the fruits. So it's a very common thing to do that in the south of France.
Even
you
here,
pick fruits during summer, and you have to be very careful, John, not to spend too much, because that money in 2 months, you have to spend it for the whole year. The privilege we had in France is free education. The master, I think, was costing me 400 euros a year. By comparison, here it will cost you $10,000 a semester. So that we are very lucky in that way. Social life, social security is good in France. Like you can go and see the doctor for free, you can get medication for free, and all of that. But still, if you want to pay the rent, if you want to eat, you better work hard in summer, save some money, and try to not spend it too much. Because some days you are in the lecture and you think, oh my God, what can I eat? What can I eat for dinner? I have only 2 euros. Okay, what do I have? I have tomato, I have eggs, and I've got some mushroom. Let's try to make something out of it.
Make something and eat,
I knew a guy who lived for 1 week just with biscuits because he wanted to see a concert.
Save money.
It's tough life.
Tough life. Okay, now let's move to Australia. You finished whatever you're doing over there in France. Now you've moved to Australia and you're doing neuroscience.
Yes, I was doing neuroscience.
Okay. So what's happening?
I was trying to understand how your early life experience shape your life outcome later in life. It's called programming. So how stress early in life shape your pain sensitivity later in life. And through a number of experiments I've run, I published a number of works that showed when you stress the animals early in their life, they feel more pain later in life. And that programming is through activation of the immune system, the brain, and the hormonal system. They speak together in modulating pain sensitivity later in life. And it was a very interesting period of time. I loved it. Every part of it. My supervisor, the Professor Deborah Hodgson, gave me a lot of flexibility at the University of Newcastle. Gave me a lot of freedom in designing my own experiment, in going and talking to other scientists from different fields. I collaborated with a lot of scientists, with immunologists, endocrinologists, a number of, and this collaboration, getting out there and talking to other people, was very instrumental. One, in getting the papers done, and also the grant, and and my later on career as well.
And you did not just come to Australian straight from France. You went to another country as well?
No, I came here straight.
You came here
straight to
yeah.
study, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now, I'm just seeing the transition you did. You're in the shop now.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you are supposed to be in the hospital there, helping people to recover from pain. So, what are you doing?
What happened in between?
What are you doing here in,
in
this
between?
beautiful shop
Yeah.
we are seeing here?
Yeah,
the Moroccan
Kuchi.
Kuchi.
It's called Kuchi in Bowman Street.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But I just want to know that transition from being a doctor at the hospital and now you are at the shop.
So I wasn't like a clinician per se. I was more of a scientist, experimental scientist, and all of that.
Yep.
And I did when I was in Australia, and I got my PhD in 2014.
Yep.
I worked for 1 year in Hunter Medical Research Institute behind John Hunter.
Yep.
Working on stroke, and then during that year, I wrote a project, and I collaborated with a Japanese scientist. And we got awarded a very prestigious fellowship from Australian Academy of Science.
Yep.
And it allowed me to go there for 2 years in this beautiful institute called RIKEN. Now, RIKEN has different compartments. It has a physics compartment, brain science compartments, and chemistry compartments. In the physics compartment, they were doing some fantastic work, and they actually, in the period where I was, discovered a new element, new chemical element, nihonium. They called it nihonium because nihonium, it means Japanese. But the brain science department, BSI, Brain Science Institute, was head by Nobel laureate, Susumoto Negawa.
From Japan?
Japanese. He got a Nobel Prize in 1989. And so the standard was very high, and I stayed there for 2 years trying to understand how stress again, but this time really go into deep cellular morphological changes in this entity of the brain we call the neuron, how stress shape the morphological structure of the neurons. So we're doing some fantastic job, but that in academia, when you dig deeper and things like that, it's very challenging in a way that you are constantly under pressure. You have to publish or perish, as we say. And it's never ending. You're always writing papers. You're always in the lab until midnight or whatever. And
educating people. Which is good stuff.
And with the coming of my second child, Aaron, some switch happened in my brain in terms of priority. So, and I think I was
the brain you are trying to save for other people.
Yeah, my education.
You are switched.
Exactly. So my education about the importance of that early life events. And we need to spend a lot of quality time with the kids early on.
That's right.
Made me realize, hang on a moment, I'm not spending quality time with my kids. How about I ask those difficult existential questions, why I'm doing this. I loved being a scientist, but, and scientists among your audience will understand how difficult to get a faculty position, even if you have a PhD, even if you published papers, it's not enough. It's never enough, actually. Never enough, And you cannot be an excellent father and a good scientist. That's not, you have to sacrifice.
So you either be one or the other.
In fact, I got awarded another fellowship in Japan. But I just declined it. I said to my wife, let's go back to Australia. And we will have a better lifestyle. We can have quality time with the kids as they grow. So I gave up everything I've built all these 14 years. And when I tried to go to other non-academic job, it was hard transition. Like, you can't get a job. You have to get into that first year of non-clinical research. And for the academic positions, I was ticking all the boxes. I didn't get it as well. So that was a very difficult time, and you have to reinvent yourself. So what am I gonna do? What do? You have to look. If your studies and all of that didn't help you, you need to see other values. What is your other value? And my value is in where I come from, my origin.
The Morocco.
So I talked to my brother and said, look, how about we bring Morocco to here, to Australia? There is no such thing. And I teamed up with my brother we established a connection of artisans throughout Morocco who are hand-making beautiful rugs, ottomans we're sitting on, you know,
all these utensils,
belts, bags, and all of that. But also design things here myself. So I designed them, and it makes me kind of ambassador of my own country.
You're an ambassador of Morocco.
Morocco.
In the Hunter, actually.
In the Hunter, exactly.
We are going to put the photos of all these items sold in this shop in my channel, and then you can have a look at yourself to see the beautiful things from Morocco.
And if you need, if they need anything, they can always go to gucci.com.au. Or follow us on Instagram and things like that.
Oh, so at the moment you've stopped being a scientist and you are a shopkeeper.
But I am still having my feet on, because I've been constantly and regularly asked to review scientific papers. Now, in the way scientific research works, you are in the lab doing experiment, trying to understand the research question that you have observed from natural events. You go to the lab, do some experiment, challenge the idea, see whether it works. You have results, but you need to communicate these results to the public. That's where the publication process comes.
Now, using the common language other people can understand.
Initially, actually, you can be very specific, because you have to submit it to very specific journals. But the journals will ask reviewers who are expert in the field to review your paper. Prior to that, it's like a filter. Before it goes, the information goes to the general public. Scientists will review the paper. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. And guess what? It's not a paid job. So it's just on a voluntary basis.
How long would that take to
usually
review this?
Even a good paper, the publication process will take between 6 months to 1 year.
And you do this for free?
I do it for free. That's the generosity of scientists. When you're doing science, you don't think of money. The irony in this, John, is that the journals will charge the authors money to publish their own work. And you, as a reader, if you want to read scientific papers, you have to pay some fee to read the paper. So that's the irony in the system. It doesn't make sense.
While we're talking, let's just enjoy this Moroccan tea first. While I'm just processing about this SARS issue here, which is a bit complicated for me. But now, in Japan, did you meet your wife in Japan?
I met Bonnie. Bonnie is my wife. She's from Hong Kong. I met her at the University of Newcastle. She was doing doctorate in clinical psychology. And
so you are all doctors in there.
And Beriesh, who get us to meet each other, he was playing a performance, and I was his back vocal. And I asked Bonnie to come and see the band performing, and we had beautiful food as well. So music and beautiful food. That's all that you need, John.
Oh, to get a woman.
To get a woman.
So
you need good food,
good food,
and good music. That's all what you need. You don't even need language.
You don't need good tea from Morocco. You get a woman. That's very interesting. So have you taken your wife back home to Morocco?
Absolutely, we had actually a wedding in Morocco and a wedding in Hong Kong. So it was very interesting to see that the two worlds, the East and the Oriental world as well. So it was very interesting.
When I was talking to you earlier, you mentioned that one of your child was not born here in Australia?
Aaron is born in Fujimi in Japan.
And
Jasmine is born in New Lambton
in Lambton, So your house is like international house.
I am
you're from
image
Morocco,
of multiculturalism.
Morocco, Hong Kong, Japan, and Newcastle.
I am the headache of the leftists. You know, if you have some nationalists, I am their headache.
Al Hassan is actually the best person to talk to about traveling, because he's traveled to all over the world: Japan, Hong Kong, Morocco, and now the Hunter.
And through science, we were presenting. I went to Sweden and US and Singapore. So traveling was part of my journey. I love traveling.
What were the challenges you received when you first came to Australia? Knowing that you are speaking English, so English, the language was not a barrier.
To be honest, when I compare my life between France and Australia.
Yeah.
Australia was a very easy transition. I
Oh,
was
okay.
having it so easy
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I have my own scholarship.
Yeah.
I've got everything I wanted here. Now we have had it. I didn't have it tough at all.
Yeah.
It's
It
hard
was so
to
easy.
think. It's so easy. Yeah, yeah.
So if people are traveling from here to Morocco, what should they expect?
From here to
Yeah, from Australia to Morocco.
Morocco, as we said earlier,
Yeah.
has had many influences
Yeah.
from the other countries, European countries.
Yeah.
So expect to see beautiful colors,
Yeah.
rich history,
Yeah.
awesome food. You know, like you're gonna activate all your senses. Visually, it's a lot of colors, a lot of architectural designs and things like that. Everything handmade and all of that. Two main tanneries that operated since the 11th century, where all my leather is tanned.
Yep.
They use natural color and everything. That's Fez and Marrakesh. So in these two cities, you can visit the local tanneries and see how the leather is processed and tanned using natural color. So the red, for instance, is from the flower, red poppies flower.
Okay.
So you can see that, you can see the good quality leather, nice food, good artisanal crafts, hospitable people. They love the other. They love. They will just welcome
Serve you nicely.
Yeah, serve you nicely with food. So expect a lot of hospitality. Yeah. So if you love food, if you love to see other culture, I highly recommend you go to Morocco. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's an open country to the others. Very safe as well. It's a safe country, and we have other religion as well coming, coexisting in harmony.
Okay.
We've got
that's good.
Jewish with us, Christian. In fact, you can see synagogue, you can see churches and mosques cohabiting in harmony. Yeah.
So if we come to your shop, what can we expect to get in your shop?
The moment you enter my store, you have to feel that you are in a little Morocco. Because I will welcome you with tea. There's beautiful lanterns and colors and senses. So I'm trying to get you engaged, all your brain, your eye, your ear through nice African music.
And your wallet as well.
Honestly, John, that's I mean, we are a business after all, but honestly, my aim when I created this space is a space of harmony, of considering the other. I want to be the ambassador of, like people, when you get out and you look different, people don't abuse you. In fact, you are a richness to this country. If I can do this, then that's it. I won my mission. So to talk seriously, the mission of this is to create certain awareness. Hey, there are other cultures that exist in Australia. It's an immigration nation. And we are part of your community. Come and say hello. Don't be afraid. Because a lot of things are coming from prejudice. And when prejudice is there, fear is there. Because you don't know. Fear of the unknown.
If you don't know, you tend to fear a little bit.
So we are trying to break that fear and welcome you no matter where you come from, no matter what your religion or your sexual orientation. I really don't care. When you come here, you're welcome. And you want to buy something, that's fine. You can support the artisans. You can support a small local business. If you don't want anything, you are still welcome
to have a look.
In fact, I don't even push my customers to buy anything. They have a look. You give them complete freedom. Acknowledge their presence as they come. And
where is your shop actually located at?
It's located in one of the multicultural street in Newcastle, Beaumont Street, in Hamilton. And it's next to NAB Bank. And the shop name is called Kuchi.
And what's your opening time?
It's Tuesday to Friday from 11 to 5:30, and then Saturday from 10 to 4 p.m. Closed on Monday and Sunday. Don't forget, I did this to have some good time with my kids, so I
Yep.
need to have some time off.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Monday you've got quality time with the family at home and
With my
yeah?
kids. They
Yes,
don't
yes.
have daycare.
Yeah.
I'm fully with them.
Yep.
And Sunday is my time with
Yeah.
the whole family.
Okay. You take them out for dinner, take them to
I
park
live
and
in
all that stuff.
Maitland, so we go to the gallery, have
Yep.
some breakfast,
Yep.
and then they can get exposed to the art, go to some farms, to the zoo. Yeah, plenty of things to do here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody come to your shop and what they're looking for is not there, can they still get it? Can
Absolutely.
you order?
If they want to order something, whatever you guys want to order from
Yep.
Morocco, we can get it. In fact, some customers, they custom make rugs. They want rugs in a particular dimension,
Yep.
in a particular color, and we have that flexibility
Yeah.
because remember, we are dealing straight from the artisans,
Okay.
directly with the artisans.
Yep.
We give them the design and then they hand make it for them, like lanterns
Yep.
or rugs or anything like that.
How long does it take for them to receive their goods if they
Now,
ordered?
usually 4 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, even sometimes less than that.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
good,
and
yeah.
we need to take a deposit usually,
Yep.
and then they pay when the product land.
Yeah. This is John Obell channel, and we are talking to Al Hassan from Morocco. I hope I got that name correctly. Yeah, we talk to people who have traveled from overseas and are just living here in Australia. They give you the best story ever. And here we are today. We are at the shop, and we've seen a lot of things in this shop from Morocco. And I've even tasted tea from Morocco, very beautiful tea. Yeah, I'll buy some and go drink it at my house. And I think we'll come back and talk to Al Hassan again about Morocco.
Yeah.
Is that right? Part
Welcome
2?
anytime, yes.
Yeah, and we are really going to talk about Morocco this time
Yeah.
instead of talking about Australia. But the transition he did here is from coming from Neuroscience Doctor to a shopkeeper. We are going to talk about that in length when we come back for part 2.
No worries, no worries. Yeah.
Thank you.